from live music, we have with us this evening Jose Vega, Abdel, Hacene, and Momo. And they're going to be playing live for us, so get ready, because I always promise to have a good time in the studio. That means dancing, laughing, and you name it. So we're going to have a good time. So you're listening to the Latino Media Collective. Norberto is here with me. Norberto, how are you?
I'm doing good. Running, but getting to the studios. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
We are going to enjoy the wonderful music of Azul, and we'll find out a little more about them. So thank you for tuning in and listening to WPFW 89.3 FM.
Azul means in Berber, North African native language. Azul means hello. And also it means, Azul means blue in Spanish. And blue, why blue? Because blue, I was born near the Mediterranean. My parents' house is on the Mediterranean coast. And lived more than 20 years, lived as the big blue, as we call it in French. La Grande Bleue is the Mediterranean Sea, and that was my front yard, backyard. That was where I played every day, every hour of the day. Just go to the beach with my friends and do stuff, snorkel underwater, we cook fish, we play, and for me it's a very, very big part of my life. Because half of my life I lived it in Algeria, near the sea, and the other half here in DC. So that's why Azul. Blue is the blue sea, the Mediterranean Sea, but also it means Azul, hello in Berber, and hello everyone.
Hola.
Thank you so much. We're going to actually ask you to play a tune for us so that we can begin partying in this studio. And then we're going to start going into what Berber is and this community, because I actually never knew much about it until I met Abdel, and he started telling me about it. And it's quite fascinating how many communities there are in the world, considered minorities, but with a long history of survival and perseverance in the world, and we just kind of need to be very much aware of them too. So consider this a show where you're going to have a good time with wonderful music, and one in which you're learning about different communities around the world and people who actually live in our area, which is what we try to emphasize in every single show. So the mic is yours, and let's have a good time. What are you going to play for us?
This song is called Jdi Boaja. Jdi Boaja is a place where I come from, and that's a place where we go. Aja.
much, Hacene. I mean, this is such a world lesson. We just don't know much about the world, about resilience and about survival. And then you just make it to the top of that mountain and you escape war and you survive, and that's it. And then we have you with us today. We can say, yes, I know somebody who's a Berber, and this is how many years they've been fighting to survive. So that's kind of beautiful to hear. We're going to go on a very short break, and then we'll be right back.
It's cleaning time, and WPFW has a way for you to clear up.
Hacene.
Adios.
This next song is called Hacene. It's called Hope in English. Hacene in Berber. أنا مفروض نعيا في اللمن تعقيد الوعد عود السلام أفضل السير السلام ما حد سعادو مثلي أني فرث سعيد تحسي بنور تستحي عبز نور عشاسك فرثني قفل عاسك يا زين يا بني لمزراتي تنحلي أتنحكم منك استرواس ذنكني تي حملا
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
I say bravo to that. I say bravo to that. Okay, you are listening to Latino Media Collective again. This is live music. Make sure that we want to make sure that you know that this is live music. The musicians are here in the studios with us, and it's a great privilege and honor to have you all here. We have seen you play before and in other places, but it's nice to have live music in the studio. So,
I grew up in a household where we had a room called the room of music. It's full of percussion instruments. So growing up, we had the bucans, we had congas, we had bandillas, we had you name it. And once in a while, my family would get together and we'd just jam. Then I was old enough and I fell in love with the music, Western music. And I remember falling in love with the music of Bob Dylan. So that's how I started learning, playing the guitar. I loved Bob Dylan and I wanted to learn every song that he put out, but I couldn't keep up with him. So I listened to that, and I was lucky enough in Casablanca. We had one radio station, and they played 24 hours, of course, but it was mixed. It was jazz, it was R&B music, it was classical. So I was exposed to all these types of styles, and yeah, and I grew up listening to all kinds of music, and that's how I.
how has the public received you? Your audiences, how have they?
Why don't you take that, Jose?
Well, first of all, I guess, I didn't grow up with a Berber background, but...
You sure in Puerto Rico?
I think now I've become a Berber Rican now.
Fabulous! I love that.
But I grew up, when I grew up, I mainly liked rock music and American music, and I didn't pay that much attention to the Puerto Rican music. But as I grew up, I started going back to my roots, and I started, all the music that my parents used to listen to that I used to think, oh, that's for old people. I started finding a lot of good stuff in that. And thanks to that all that music influences, like in Puerto Rico, we're sort of a mix of African, Spanish, and Taino Indian. So when I found the guys from Azul and started playing, I could see that there was a lot of similarities. Even though it was from a different country, I guess the African part of me started coming out. And the interesting thing is that's the same effect that it has on the public. Because whenever we go and play, one of the things that really attracted me to the band and that I enjoy is that you look at the people and it doesn't matter where they're from. They're all, really enjoying the music. There's something about a drum beat and a good bass line that really gets people moving. And it doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter if they know how to dance, if they don't know how to dance. You can just see the people enjoying it. Also, as a band, we get along pretty well, and when you have a group of musicians that get along pretty well and they're on stage, you can see them having fun. So that rubs on the audience, and the audience really likes that. So I think we've been very well received because of that. And the other thing is that we play music for Berber music, but we also play music like from southern Spain and other influences. So. And
we like a jukebox. You put your dollar, you push Frank Sinatra, it comes out. That was a great answer, Jose.
Yeah, I agree with Jose, because when you grew up in Puerto Rico and you played different music than what was played locally, right?
Yeah, right.
The same thing with me. When I learned music, I didn't learn music. Maybe a couple of singers, Berber singers, Idir, Adid Flawan, a couple of, maybe I learned from them. But most of the music I learned from was let's say, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Dire Straits. As a teenager, that's what we listened to. That's what we wanted to learn. Neil Young, this was back in the 80s, and learned from all these exotic, for us it was exotic music. American, English, French music, Cabrel, Jacques Brel, et tout ça, and everything.
Yeah.
But then, when I was in Algeria, then when we come over here to live in Europe or live in the US, that's when things shift. Why would I play something from Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd? Or that's a lot of people experience the same thing, and they return to singing and playing music from their own heritage. So when we come here, and I had no, even when I try to sing a Neil Young song, and people say, "Why are you singing in English this song?" Or, you know, sing something in your language, and it's true. And so when we came here, let's try to bring something from our hometown, from our heritage into here, because English music has been covered, and they have it covered, and let's take care of our culture and try to promote it instead of promoting, you know, the other genres.
It's already been done, yeah.
It's already been done. So that's how we end up playing Berber music, rhythm, but going back to African roots, African music, and Berber music. There we go.
Thank you so much for those. Okay, I know they can be found.
Yeah.
Sure. Excellent. So why don't you just grace us with another song? Tell us what the title is, and let's just move on.
Yeah.
Would you play? Next song we're gonna play is going to be called Amzian. Amzian means a young guy, a young person traveling around the world, and that's how kind of describes us a little bit. Wanting to go around and learn the world. أوصيك واسمي اللي غدا مزيان أبغي غاد الزقراغ البحور عم فروخ خالد السري في هذه جنين اتليسا